good? What's good? If y'all could hear me in the chat, just throw like a period or something. So I see that y'all can hear me and shit. Now I probably got like an hour to be on the charts and everything, so I'll just go over what I'm looking for during today. Tomorrow is a um, U.S. holiday. I know it's the 4th on Saturday, but for some odd reason this year I've never even experienced this before. But I'm off tomorrow from my corporate job, so shout out Julian. I'm off tomorrow on my corporate job, and yeah, I guess the banks are closed too. Yo, this UCAT trade, this has not been going in my favor. I'm gonna keep it honest with you, and I actually see a little bit of a bullish bias now that I'm been in the sale for so long. But I'll go over why I was even in the sale, and I'll go over why I even looked at it for a buy right now. But nonetheless, real quick, I just want to touch on this article that I found. And if y'all don't know about baby pips, I suggest y'all check that shit out. It's a really good fundamental like basis for your trading. Like it literally goes from like what a pip is. It's very, very beginner's information. Then it goes obviously into advanced information. But I wanted to show you guys the UDX, which is also known as the Dixie. And basically what that is the dollar strength index. And I apologize for all these birds in the background. They're probably loud as hell. But so the Dixie here, right? So this is just something to show as another indicator as to why pairs are doing what they're doing, right? So here it mentions that, well, not exactly here, but actually right here. So the U.S. index comprises itself of 50% of the Eurozone, which is a lot. You know what I mean? So in retrospective, they were saying that if you look at Dixie on a chart, so you see here it's on an uptrend, and if you look at Euro USD on the chart, you see it's on a downtrend. This is not a coincidence, right? And real quick, I'll touch on this. You know, when we trade pairs. So we trade Euro USD to the US dollar. So it would make sense why the US dollar would get heavier, and then the US dollar would get heavier on this side and cause it to be a downtrend. Just something cool that I thought would be beneficial to people's tradings, depending on what pairs you guys are trading. Same thing in reverse. So if the US dollar is gaining in strength again, and you're trading something that has a USD on the front of that pair, is bound to make those, it's bound to make those highs. So here's an even better example. If the US base pair is USD in the beginning, right, it should move in the same direction. Now if it's the USD is on the end of the pair, it should move in the opposite direction. Fairly simple kind of correlation. I thought it was cool to just to touch on real quick. But before I do that, I'm in hella of these Telegram chats. Let's dive into some charts. Some charts. Okay. Who's in this chat right quick? Let me just check it out. Janae and I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Right, Janae and Shanae, right? Right, wrong? Can y'all hear me in the chat? Y'all probably got Zoom open and not even listening.
It's Shayna.
Oh, Shayna, what's up?
Yeah, you said my name right, Janae.
All right, cool. So y'all got any questions before I start going like rambling? I don't know how long y'all been trading or what you guys are looking at or focusing on. So
I do have a question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just got out, but I was in GBP CAD and I was in a sell, but
oh my God.
I see a W forming on the 4 hours, so I just got out.
Bro, you was in a sell?
Mm-hmm.
What in God's name made you sell?
I don't know.
It's all good.
Let me see.
I've been on the wrong end. I've been on the wrong end of pairs for quite some time. It just took me so long story short, I'll tell you, I don't know if you know too much about my Forex like history or resume or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but in February 18, I got introduced to IML. Long story short, didn't fuck with it. Got dead dirty, whatever the case may be, and started to learn trading on my own. So now I'm here just giving out free sauce, trying to help people, get into the game, whatever the case may be. Now, with that being said, I've been on the wrong end of pairs for a grip, just dealing with them. So it takes you really to understand the very basics of, trading for real, just trading in general. So that way, if someone calls a signal or someone mentions a pair, you don't have to go with their bias, right? You can look at it on yourself and be like, okay, cool, this is what's going on, and I don't really like, the time frame that they got going on or whatever it may be. But for GPB CAD, I don't remember the day that actually, let me just check real quick. Cause this shit, yo, I wasn't in a pair for about 30 pips and I TP'd, or my TP got smacked, but this shit went for like 130 pips. I don't know when did you get into the chat?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay, yesterday. So you see here, what day was this? How can I tell what day was this? God damn. How can I even tell what day this is? Regardless, this was, I believe it's either Tuesday. Yeah, it's either Tuesday or Monday, one of the two. But long story short, right, on GBP CAD, I was initially looking for sales. That's why I wanted to bring this up, because I put it in the chat. Buy to sell. Well, that was Wednesday. That was Tuesday. Okay, cool. So you see here Tuesday, right? I said that I was currently in Euro USD for the buy, whatever, and then I added on GBP CAD possible sales, right? And let me just check what chart. That's USD. Actually, I remember. So this is why I'm looking for sales, right? So let me go to the daily time frame. And I know this is a lot of nonsense. That's probably you like, what the hell this guy got on his chart? But it all like kind of is there for a reason, low key. So on a daily, I kind of don't want to get rid of all my erasings, but let me do it real quick and bring it back. Move drawings. So real quick, on a daily chart, just tell me what kind of trend do you see this pair in on a daily chart?
Downtrend.
Correct. So with that being said, let's just draw. Actually, no, before. Shit. All right, cool. I just want to bring all that back. So the daily is on a downtrend. So the way I trade, right, I trade on a top-down analysis. And the top-down analysis is simply what I'm about to show you. I go from the week. I even start from the week. Like on Sundays, when I chart up, I start from the week, and then I go down to the days, then the hour 4, then the hour 1. And on the 30 and the 15, I look for my entries. So on the week, you can see this went through some consolidation on these two horizontal lines I have on above and below, and then it started to make its downtrend these last couple of days this week. On a day, you were correct in that it's on a downtrend. But we got this bullish momentum out of nowhere, right? So go down in the 4 hour. Let me auto this. So this would make sense as to the 23rd is, when was the 23rd?
Tuesday.
That was Tuesday, right? That's lit. That's lit. Cool. So the 23rd, right? I probably woke up around this time, around like 5 a.m., which is 17 o'clock. And I saw that this pair, right, had made, so I'm going to use a drawing tool. This like right shoulder, you see my ugly ass circle I just did? This up here was an uptrend up to this weekly time, was weekly, actually this is a daily trend line, this daily trend line. So I understood that through this bullish move that we were going to have some bearish action, right? So with that understanding, I looked at this pattern here, and you see how I got inverse cup and handle continuation bearish. So it made this double top here, this double kind of loop on this weekly trend line, and then it made even a lower low here. So what I was expecting it to do was, you see these dotted lines, this one right here and this one right here. I expected price to come up a bit, which it did on this candle at 1.68696, fell down, and it completed this pattern here. So in the chat, right, I'll show you. In the chat, if you go to like this is on my computer, so that's why it looks kind of different. But if you go in the chat and you go to channel info and you go to photos, I have hella different like little tools and tricks. So this is like my cheat sheet right here, right? I use this when I look at top-down analysis from the week and the day. So when we're done this call, just go ahead and save this. So this is what I use as a cheat sheet. So you see here, so right here where my cursor is, inverse cup and handle continuation bearish only. So my understanding was, let me save this so I can pull it up on the side. I got this big ass laptop, this new laptop, and I don't even know how to use it right now. There we go. Save. All right, So let me pull this up. Cool. So put this here, bring this down. That's me, my girl, and my little sister, my ugly ass. That's not even the right picture, bro. Where? I just saved this, John. I know I'm not bugging. What in the world? This is Bloomberg News too. I'll be watching like Bloomberg News when I'm in London session just to see what these old geezers be talking about because it'd be relevant as to what is going on through the day and everything.
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro? All right, let me save this again because that clearly didn't work. Sorry about this. Cool. Here it goes. So this is what I do when I mark up charts. I literally pull this joint to the side. Damn it. Like if I was going to do an assignment, you got two windows open, kind of minimize this. Bring trading view over, tighten this up, whatever the case may be. So I saw that, right, on this pattern, this double light touch and this bring down here was the same exact pattern that was occurring here. And what happens in the market once is going to happen again. So I understood that. Okay, I understood that. Let me make this shit. I just want to write on this. I'm losing right now. Okay. Boom. So here, right, you see on the right hand side the inverse cup and handle. So here, I'll put 1. This is literally what I'll do. Very verbatim, real simple, kind of like almost like I try to make trading like a kindergarten. Like if I could teach my little sister this, you know, and I could teach other people this, then they'll get it because trading is really basic stuff. It's just so much information that it can confuse people and, you know, throw people off. And trading is 80% mental and like 20% doing what this is. And I don't know, you know, I don't know like your education level, but I'm pretty sure you're smart human being. So you can study and understand different concepts, right? And if you just put a little bit of effort, like if this was like, I don't know, like what's the name? Like a like a summer class or something like that, like you could, the results from you studying is literal money. So you have the 1 point here. It's very important, right, to notice that this dotted line came off of a previous downtrend, right? So you see here, this previous downtrend, hella bears. So this is the 1 point that they're showing in this graphic here. So it goes 1, touches this weekly trend line, comes down a bit, touches it again, comes down and makes this third kind of head and shoulders pattern. And on this 5th one, right, what I was expecting price to do, no, I caught this move. This is what I did. So on the 4, on this 4 here, I caught the 4 to the 5, which was about 80 pips, right? And that's some good pips. And I was expecting price to continue, which is why I have this blue dotted line here. Excuse me. I was expecting price to continue downward, but so that was the sell that I caught, right? So that was what I was showing in the chat when I was like looking for possible sells, and then I think that mug hit TP. So you were correct in that it sold, but you might have been a couple of days late, which is okay. Your USD, UCAD.
Yeah, I got in because of a signal from another chat, and then I looked at the what is it? The Bollinger Bands, I think that's how you say it, and it was at the top. So I was like, okay.
I never even traded Bollinger Bands, but I heard they be lit.
And then I noticed the W, and I was like, I hope that doesn't make a W. And I woke up and it was.
And that shit made a nice W.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, right? So what I was, what some mentor was telling me, well, some trader that I'll be studying, whatever, what he said was that we don't ever want to guess what the market does. We want to allow the market to tell us what she wants to do, right? So what I let the market do here on the 4 to the 5 was like, okay, I understand that this pattern is starting to form, and I understood that she wants to go 3, 4, 5 before she makes another lower low. Now, I caught that 4 to the 5 move, and I'm gonna zoom in here, and I'm actually make this extended because I'm already up. I'll make this extended so I can see this. So cool. This is where candlestick patterns becomes really key, right? So this 4 to the 5 move, this bull to bear head and shoulder pattern. And you see here, you were correct that it made this W. That is the ugliest line ever. But this W, right, on this 5, it was either going to make another bearish candlestick pattern on July 1st, this is 1 p.m. or 1 a.m., one of the two. It was either going to make a bearish move here and continue to the downside and make those more lower lows, but it actually made this doji. And I don't know if you have studied
Yeah, I have.
patterns, but dojis, right, are indecision candles. So dojis don't know what they want to do. Dojis are in the middle. They bought real high, sold real low, and they don't know what's going on. So this is a 4-hour candle. So this is comprised of 4 hours of data. So let's go down to the 1 hour. If we go down to the 1 hour, we could see that, right? It started to make its bearish momentum, bulled up a little bit, was like, yeah, we're going to make this pattern that you guys see. And it said, psych, doji, bulls from hell. Like, them joints came straight and they did not stop. And my TP was legit, probably like right up to the 4, because in my opinion, because of this previous inverse, this inverse cup John that we just mapped out, I'm thinking it's going to continue on this downtrend. But me letting the market tell me what it's going to do, not me guessing what the market's going to do, this joint bought up for over 200 pips. And that's unheard of. No cap.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, we're in NFP week. And NFP week is non-farmers payroll. Non-farmers payroll is essentially economic news out the ass. So everybody, every country, every bank is giving out news, giving out their, June earnings, what's happening last month, what's gonna happen this month. Cool. So that's the first or like the last week of the month is NFP week. So it's known for having incredible volatility and doing what it wants. So market patterns and price action really get disrespected at the end of the day because banks are gonna do what they want to do to make their money. Nonetheless, this joint bought up hella pips, bro. Now, right, what I would do in your case scenario is okay, you took that bully, you took that L, but it's a paid lesson. So you pay however much money you lost in that money to learn that, NFP week is blase, and just to be careful, right?
Yeah.
So what I would do next week is, if this doesn't show me on the 4 hour some bearish momentum, because look at this big, all right, so you see this little mini W we got on the right hand side. Look at this big ass W.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The market's gonna do what it wants it did in the past, which is crazy. Shut up. Which is crazy. Now, if we zoom all the way out and we kind of look at this from a broad perspective, let me take all these drawings off. I see this, like you were correct, on the daily channel, continuing on a downtrend. So when market opens up Monday, I would expect, or Sunday, I would expect price to continue on his downtrend because this hoe look like it wants to sell. But NFP week and all this news, shot it up. So this is a perfect example of, taking a loss, analyzing your loss, and paying for that loss, because we don't want to keep losing bread. We just want to learn from our mistakes. So the way I draw trend lines too, right? The way I draw trend lines is I go from one point to the next point and then into the future. I learned that from Q Banks. Don't ask me why. It was a real Q slogan, but that's how I do it. So you can see, right, based on a break and retest strategy, this trend line that I drew all the way from the top from May 1st all the way down, because it's continuing on this downtrend. And this is the 4 hour chart again. Wow, look, this is incredible. This is incredible. Watch this. Watch this. You see this break and retest, right? You see price broke, made its buys down from this W that we were talking about, doji. So it's like, I don't even know what's going on. It bought some more. And now, in my opinion, if this breaks, because it did break, if this retest here and continues below, we're going to see more sells. If this breaks here and continues up, we're going to continue to see buys. And that's when the trend overall will change, when it breaks its previous high. And its previous high is here. Now, price is only going to do price is only gonna do one or two things. We mentioned before. It's either gonna break and retest and continue high. If it breaks here, we're in a bullish market. If it breaks, if it breaks here, breaks here and retests and flies off, we're in a bullish market. If it breaks and retests to the downside, we're continuing bearish. If it breaks and retests and comes here and breaks and retests to the downside, we're in a bullish market. So you see how top-down analysis can be so very important to the overall scheme of things versus going in on a 30-minute and scalping and doing all that extra bullshit, because that's just for like, I'm convinced that scalping is for people who like in past lives were scammers and like they don't want like, you know what I mean, that hard, slow money, because you know, top-down analysis take patience and you being literally in the negative in red and like, damn, like, you know, I'm in the red, but I know overall the bigger picture tells me this, you know? And then that just takes for real patience, you know, self-discipline and all that stuff to be in red. Like how I'm in fucking red in UCAT, bro. I've been in red in UCAT for like at least a day or two. So let me just go over this goddamn pair. This shit is getting me tight.
You in a buy?
So I'm in a sell, which is bad, but I believe, well, I know that NFP has been fucking with this pair and the market just in general. Not to mention that we in NFP, but we're in coronavirus. And the coronavirus, like, you know, the whole talk about the second wave. And so this is what happened. And this is my theory on the markets, right? Excuse me while I spark this blunt real quick.
So NFP affects the market for the entire week?
Correct. So if you aren't hip yet, forexfactory.com is what I do to check the news. Look at this, bro. It's 8:30. Well, it's 6 in the morning right now, but at 8:30 we got not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 U.S. folders, bro. They drop in annual hourly earnings. They drop in non-farmer employment. They drop in unemployment rate. They drop in unemployment claims. The market about to do some nutty shit at 8:30. Now, I hope and pray to the Lord himself that unemployment is bad. I mean, in retrospective, I don't want that to be the case, but for this trading perspective, I do, so that this can bearish down, bro. Now, news is going to do one or two things to your analysis, either going to respect or disrespect your analysis. Now it's up to you to react to whichever it gives out, because you know we can't control. We can only get mad at what we can control, and what we can control is our risk management, our leverage, and our lot size. Everything after that is above our heads. So yeah, man, it's a lot of news coming out today. There's a couple news coming out tomorrow, but you see that the U.S. is on a bank holiday tomorrow because of the 4th. I don't know why. I have never in my whole life seen that we are celebrating 4th of July on the 3rd and the 4th.
Yeah, me either. My mom was telling me that. I was like, I never.
Like, I'm off of my job, and I'm like, why? But whatever. So this is bulling up, right? Because of this ascending, this ascending This ascending channel, right? You see, I'm on the 30-minute though. I'll go to the 4-hour. Actually, I'll go to the day. Let's start from the day. I don't know if you ever seen this, but you see this little gap on the chart from the second to the 9th over the weekend. Oh, this is perfect, actually. I mean, it did fill the gap, but not really. Okay, so this is the daily This is the daily chart. If you were to tell me what this market is in, what would it be? Like an uptrend, downtrend, or consolidation?
An uptrend.
Yeah, I would say it's in an uptrend, right? And I would say it's in an uptrend because of this ridiculous action right here. If we didn't have any of these bulls here, it would have respected this what's the name? This market structure all the way to the left from January 18th, and we would have been like, yeah, that's valid downtrend. But because of these 2 days of bulls, ridiculous bulls, we are, you know, is conceding up in this uptrend. Now, what gaps do in the market, it tells us that, one, there's a gap in data, right? That there was, all right, so candlesticks, right? Candlesticks, what this represents, so this bull candle, this bottom wick here, this is the lowest price was for this day, right?
Mm-hmm.
This highest wick is the highest price has been for this day. Down here is where price opened, and down here is where price closed. So all this is telling us we went from here to here, bro. But nonetheless, on Friday, the highest it went was here, the lowest it went was here. So how on earth on Monday, no, I'm sorry, Friday to Monday. From Friday to Monday, did it open up? It opened up, this is the close. It opened up 90 pips more, right? And there's a gap here. And in my mind, we have to mind this gap. We have to respect this gap. We have to see, okay, and this, if this works out, I'm actually goated. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Nah, but I'm jealous. But nonetheless, like this gap here is exactly where I sold. And I didn't even know that until I just did this top down. You know what I'm saying? So if price is gonna sell, it's gonna sell all the way down like retrospective right here because of this gap. But that's just a little gap theory. And this is actually the week, not the day. This is a week. So that's even stronger. Where the day at? There's got to be a gap on the day. There is a gap on the day. See this gap on the day?
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to do some bullshit, man. The economy is in some shit right now. Like no cap. Like at the end of the year, like they was talking about how airlines are gonna break even in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like people are scrambling for money. Not people, but like, well, people in general for real. But like, companies are scrambling for money, getting bailed out left and right. The government is pumping money into the economy, so it's losing its value. You know, it's a very choppy market at the moment. But we can still make money in these choppy markets. Now, I gotta hurry up and smoke this joint because I gotta go to work. If we see on the downtrend, right? You said that it was an uptrend. If we zoomed out, right? We zoomed out and we see these lower lows. This period of consolidation, and then this huge bull all the way up, and it's continuing to do this right hand downtrend. Right. In my mind, this top here is showing us that it secretly wants to sell. Oh my God, yo, if this shit happens, I'ma be lit. I go. So you see this top trend line that I drew from one point to these other points, and we got like 1, 2, 3, 4. How many other touches? 5, 6 touches. And you see when it touches here, it's like fire. It touches, drops. Comes up, drops. And the same thing here, but there's got to be some lines of resistance here as well. That's why I sold here, bro. H4, going down to the H4. These boxes that I drew on this side is just this head and shoulders pattern that I see. So you see this, excuse me. I don't know what the hell this is over here. So head and shoulders pattern is literally a head and shoulders. If you got your left shoulder, yeah, I cannot seem to get it right now. We got the left shoulder right here, came down, made his head, came down, made his right shoulder, and bared down. And now it's in this ascending channel. I hope to the Lord himself that, you know what? Let's draw a resistance here, and let's draw a resistance here. So price doesn't like this kind of area here, right? And I think I'm gonna even suffer even more red before it gives me my drop that I want. But because this ascending channel it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe that price will come at least up here. Let me set an alert here. The price will like come up to this area here and then make its fall, which is past my stop loss, which is okay. But this just teaches me more, you know? And I think it'll do something like this. So that's what I think is going to happen on UCAD. Now, I could be wrong, could be right. But, you know, my mother always told me numbers don't lie, but men and women do. And I'm 13-3 for the week. And that's not boasting my own horn. That's just showing you that, you know, you got to trust your own analysis.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's UCAD. That's GBP CAD. Another fucking alarm. this is good shit right here. This is good shit. I have so you see here, yesterday I TP'd, I call like a 45 pip TP on EA. And EA came up to this middle horizontal line. I called this little cell here, and now I believe, right? Let's go to the day, because we're gonna do top-down analysis. Let's come all the way to here. Let's come out. So overall, I ain't gonna lie to you, this shit do like it's in a downtrend. Like it's a lot going on right here. On the day, I do believe it is going on a downtrend. However, if we wanted to catch pips within these downtrends and in these uptrends, we would understand that because of this downtrend, before this makes another sell down to the downside, it has to come up here and retest this area. You see where I got like this dotted line at? So with that being said, I put my drawings back on, right? Because we know that it's in an overall downtrend, but we know that it's got to break and retest because it's got to show love to the upsides. So I sold and I caught this little cute move here. Now, you see this uptrend trend line I got on the bottom here? If I zoom in, I drew that a minute ago. I actually don't even know when I drew that. If I drew this here, when I sold, it like danced on fire and shot right back up. So this shows me that price is respecting this trend here. Now, if we go down to the 1 hour, what you see here on this trend line? What you see?
You saying what pattern is that?
Well, what do you see kind of happening right here?
Consolidation, is that what that would be?
More importantly, it made like this W kind of action, right? So that's why I see a buy here. It's respecting this trend line. It's giving us wicks to the downside like crazy, but it's continuing to buy up. Now, we on the hour chart. So 4 a.m. it started to buy. 5 a.m. it hit this middle line that I sold from, sold back down. I believe it's going to continue to do like this consolidation before it bursts up. But this is like a 200 TP, and this is like 120 stop loss. So these are trades. This is why I don't sell out or send out signals. I actually hate signals, and I'm going to tell you why. I hate signals because you seen how we just did top-down analysis, and we, we're respecting the week, the day, the 4 hour, and everything like that, and looking at what price is telling us.
Yeah.
When you get a signal, you don't know what the fuck that person did.
Yeah.
You don't know if that person just woke up on the chart, spent 30 minutes on that chart, and was like, oh, let me send this out to people and blase blase. You don't know if they're looking at multiple indicators, because mind you, I don't got no indicators on this chart, bro. Zero. It ain't nothing. These indicators right here are just telling me what the candlesticks. So you see doji. When the open and close of a security are essentially equal to each other, a doji candle forms. The length of below upper and lower shadows may vary, causing the candlestick you are left with to either resemble a cross or inverted cross or a plus sign. And I was showing you that those indecision candles are where price, makes those impulsive moves. So this is like, you can put these indicators. I'm in Camden. I live in Camden, so it's like, it'd be like helicopters flying all through the hood just for nothing.
So how did you get that doji indicator?
You go to here, this little FX joint, indicators. It's new. I didn't know this. I learned about this last week. This right here, I got the free trading view, so it only allows me to put 3 indicators on here, but I got bearish engulfing, bullish engulfing, and doji just to show me like price action, right? So you see here, we have a lot of, is this bullish? This is bullish. Bullish engulfing, doji, bullish engulfing. So why in earth will we sell? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why on earth would we want to fight the market? We're not trying to fight the market. We're trying to ride the wave with the market, because this is a $7.7 trillion market, and they will swallow up your $100 like nothing. So that is GCAD, that is EA, and that is UCAD. I was looking at UJ for sells, but I kind of like the buys better. You see this little half of a W pattern? I think that price will continue to make its way to this zone that I have drawn out here at the top. but we shall see. I don't want to call it too soon. And you see like these horizontal lines with the flags at the bottom?
Yeah.
These are news events.
Hmm.
So it'll tell me like, okay, right now on UCAD, like this shit continuing to bull up. This shit getting me tight. 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and 10 a.m. we have news. So it's leading up to until news. You know, the U.S. banks ain't open yet. This is all London action.
Hmm.
I just put something in the chat talking about the Dixie, right? And the Dixie is the U.S. dollar currency. The U.S. dollar currency is just showing us where the strength of the U.S. dollar is. And a lot of the world trades with the U.S. dollar. Now, U.S. dollar to UCAD, I mean, the U.S. dollar to CAD is what makes up UCAD. Now, if we went to the day, you know, we're going to make this simple as possible. We're going to make this as simple as possible. We go to the day, what do we see here?
A flag or pennant.
Yeah, you're right that it's a flag pattern, but like in retrospect to trend.
Downtrend.
Okay, good. We got a downtrend. Go to the hour 4. What do you see here? Shit.
Look like it's starting to go up.
Yeah, we got some baby bullish engulfings here that are making price kind of do this upward trend kind of thing. But if we zoom out on a 4-hour, what do you see?
It's still on a downtrend.
Correct. Go to the 1-hour. There's a lot of consolidation happening, but retrospectively, we in a downtrend. Now, with that being understood, sorry, one sec. What are your plans for this, when, where, etc.? Okay, so the U.S. dollar. I'll open up this. I'll open up the. See, that's how you know I'm smacked. I'll open up the Zoom call explaining that U.S. dollar correlation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But basically, how do I see? This is annoying. You can't even see what I'm struggling with right now because it's like in the Zoom. If the U.S. dollar-based currency, right, USD, and the currency pair, okay, if the USD, I was having trouble understanding this. So the USD, right, should follow in the same, the USD to whatever pair should follow in the same direction as the Dixie. Now, if that's correct, bro, the UCAS should sell because we are overall in a downtrend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, so pairs that end in USD like inverse to the DXY. Okay.
Right. Which was yesterday, I took like 2 losses on GU trying to sell GU, but this motherfucker was bulling up, son. And it makes sense. And I didn't respect the Dixie because I just got hip to it. But the Dixie was down, so that's why GU was up. However, you see on this H4 how it hasn't broke this market structure up here. So it's still literally in a downtrend, but we just I literally was in all of this bulls probably from here. Disrespected me. Anyway, I think it might be ready to sell when the market open back up. Know what I mean? Type shit. Or today, start to sell. So, yeah.
Do you think it might retest on that trend line and keep going up, or
which trend line?
The one you got, that yellow one.
This dotted one or this one?
That one.
This one here?
Mm-hmm.
You say you think it might retest here and then come back up?
Do you think it might go down and retest?
I believe that this was gonna happen with GU. I think that's gonna do something like that. Hopefully. Now, you might be correct that it comes down, retest, and shoots back up. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, you know? So that's why sometimes the best trade is no trade. Sometimes the best trade is just you looking at charts and seeing what price is telling you what to do. Because we ain't trying to predict price. We're going to be wrong every time, bro. excuse me, we went to school in public schools. We was not learning about this forex. You know what I mean? Folks that went to private schools and private education and people who are families are wealthy, they teach them this skill because they have the capital to do this kind of venture. You know, I'm from Camden, whatever the case may be, whatever sob story I want to tell you, but you know what I mean? I don't come from much. So it's like, you have to understand that, and that this is only a game of capital, leverage, risk management, and self-control. If you got $100 and you can make 10% on your $100 a week, that's $10. If you got $1,000 and you make 10% on your money, that's $100. So it's just scalable from there. And if you can make 10% a week, you are literally better than the banks, because the bank's only giving you 1%, not even 0.1% on your money a year. A whole year they give you 0.1%. But meanwhile, they're doing this with your money with investors. So that's the world we live in now. Yo, Janae, you sleep? You gotta be asleep.
No, I'm here. I'm just taking in all the information.
That's lovely. I love it. You got any questions so far?
No, I'm good. You straight. Like everything you explained, like I'm looking at my charts as well too as you go along, and I'm looking at literally what you're looking at. So it's making sense.
Good. Any trades that y'all in right now?
Nah, not currently.
Nope. I was in GCAT and I got out.
It said no,
I was messing
sir.
around with SPX this morning, just scalping.
See, that is another thing with indices. I ain't gonna front. I'm a low key little shook when it comes to indices, because a lot of times they don't respect your technicals. But at the same time, if the market is doing well, like not in how it is right now, like how choppy it is, it's gonna follow a lot of fundamentals rather than technicals, because you know it's a lot of, so the US 30 is composed of the top 30 stocks in the world, or the stock market. SPX, what is it? XPS, is it 200, 250?
500.
SPS 500, so it's the top 500, and then Nas 100 is 100. So, you know, it really depends on how all the stocks is doing, man. And the stock game is a different game, and in that it respects a lot of technicals fundamentals versus technicals. But that's why I'll be watching these old white men early in the morning on Bloomberg, because they talk about all these fundamentals. And if you go on YouTube and you just look up Bloomberg News, it's like a live feed, and it'll just, you know, give you the news live. It's something to check out. Because then they'll be talking about Delta, and they'll be talking about, you know, all these different companies, and just CEOs be on there talking about like the sentiment of the market. And sentiment is just like the emotions of the market. So it's like investors, if they are scared or wary because of we're in coronavirus, you know, money not gonna be made in the stock market, and so then that reflects on indices. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep. Y'all got any questions? I think this is a good Zoom. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all getting up. What y'all doing up so early? Y'all gotta work?
Nah, I was just up through the night, just watching the charts.
I told myself I was gonna wake up at 3, but I ended up waking up at 6.
Yeah, I've been up since like 3.
That shit is straight discipline, bro. I get up and my eyes don't be open. I'll be in the bathroom, my eyes are still closed.
I just bought an iPad so I could be able to watch Zooms and mark charts at the same time, because like switching over is.
Yeah, check out what GTGU is doing. It's giving us a lot of bear candles. Look, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. On a 1 hour, it didn't resonate yet, but a 30-minute, we already got 3 bearish engulfings coming up since, what's 14:30? What time is that? Is that 2 in the morning? Cooper's Point. Yeah, that's 2. Okay. So you see here at 2 in the morning, it started to give us bear signals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'll throw all these markups in the chat that we did. GU, UCAD. Oh, see, look, it's blessing me. Little baby bear. Let's get it. UCAD, GCAD. What do we even say on? Oh, yeah, we said that we thought GCAD was going to sell. And sure enough, on these 30-minute candles, we got a bearish engulfing going up, another bearish engulfing, another bearish engulfing. How about EA? I said this is gonna buy, right? So, but it's fighting through. My dog just be whining because he want attention. That's the only thing he do. Just sit down and stop whining. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Yeah.
What's those vertical dotted lines on your chart?
This. So a lot of times, like I get like my eyes kind of get like exhausted from looking at just straight lines. So sometimes I'll just throw like a a flare on it, and then that'll make me realize that that's a newer thing that I put on. So that's all that is. But you see this little bell here?
Yeah.
That's when you go on TradingView. If you click and you hit this like alarm clock with the plus, it'll send you a notification when price crosses this price.
Oh, gosh.
And I think it allows you with like 5 alerts or something like that, or maybe 10 alerts. I forget how many alerts before it makes you pay for it. But there's an app called Call Levels, and it does the same thing. But Call Levels don't have everything.
Call Levels doesn't work for me. I use was it Drakdo? I think that's what it's called. Yeah, DRAKDOO. Because Call Levels doesn't even give me notifications anymore. I deleted it because it wasn't giving me notifications.
Okay.
And Drakdo is for Android and iPhone, so I like that better. But
you said it was DRAKDOO.
AKDOO.
Drakdo. Bet. Appreciate that.
And you can set it up to where it gives you notifications on Telegram or email, things like that.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah. How long have you been learning Forex, I guess?
Yeah, so I had mentioned that February 18th, I started with IML, so I was a big launcher. Like, I was a launcher. That shit annoying, though, but nonetheless. So this is what happened. So February 18th, started IML, then came into like P6, like first 2 weeks, whatever case may be. Then I did it again, and then I don't know if y'all know or where y'all from or whatever, but the boy Jalen, the chairman Jalen, that's from SBC. So Bull snitched on me to compliance that I was quote unquote cross recruiting when all I was doing was talking about his LB was talking to his LB about charts, right? So after that experience, I'm like, you're a chairman, I'm P, whatever the fuck, and you're very worried about my situation and what I'm doing. I'm like, bro, I can't even be in this business. Like, this company is some bullshit. So after that, I really got on my grizzly on these charts, and it's been probably since I want to say maybe like January, mid-January was when I really put some for real effort into here and canceling all the noise. Understood that trading is a lot to do with your emotions, and zoned in on that. So it's probably been a nice 5 months to get to this point that I'm at.
Okay, so I joined IML January 5th of last year, and I was in school. I was at Georgia State, so I kind of stopped, trading, I guess. But I graduated last May, and I just got back into it like February. So I feel like, I've been kind of lazy. I just feel like I need like an accountability partner or something like that, because I feel like I need to be on it. I've been trying, but
I mean, well, listen, you got the chat.
Motivation.
Just hit the chat whenever you want to trade. Look at some pairs. If you say that in the chat, somebody keep me accountable. I guarantee you somebody will be on your ass. And I mean, I could be that person too, to where we do these Zoom calls. If you're willing to wake up at this time, because at this time, like Monday through Friday, I'm up like legit 3:30, 4 o'clock. So by like 4:35, that's when I'll be like on the charts for real. And then I could just send a Zoom and we could just chop it up like this. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case, really don't matter to me. I ain't in it for no bread, yo. Like, I really just want people to learn this shit. And eventually, right, when I get enough, like right now, the group is at 66. And I started this chat. That's a loud ass notification. I started this chat. When was Juneteenth? It's 19th. I started this chat this Sunday, the 21st. So it's been not even 2 weeks, and it's at to where it's at, and I'm blessed and I'm thankful. So eventually I want people to trust me enough to where, you know, I could come out with a teaching platform the same way I'm doing this, you know, just charge people, I guess, a monthly fee or whatever the case may be. But the OG people who with me, you know, I'm gonna keep them straight.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm willing to wake up at this time. I should be up anyway. I've been trying to run on a schedule too. You know, I just wake up. I used to wake up at like noon, but like I'm trying to do this, so I need to wake up early. So
right. I mean, hey, if you want different, you gotta do different.
Yeah.
That's real talk, for real though. But it just take, like, you know, it take you doing it over and over again and it being ass. And like, damn, this shit ass. But it'll eventually teach you, like, okay, I do these things that make me uncomfortable. It'll set me up better for the future.
So when is your next Zoom call?
It's really sporadic, for real. But I would want to make it a thing to where we 100% have Sunday, like either in the morning. Well, I have to pick a time. I guess I'll just ask y'all what a time y'all think would be good for Sunday. But we'll look at the market for the week. Like I'll look at 5 pairs the same way I just did now, and I'll give like solid analysis, talk it through everybody, and then send the markups up so we can just focus on 5 pairs throughout the week and just cycle through those. And then if you like mark up there in the beginning of the week, you could play it for buys and sells. You feel what I'm saying? Because you understood at the beginning of the week what price was gonna do, and you can understand, like, all right, it's doing this now, but you know, it's probably gonna do this now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that sounds good.
So Sunday, I would say we definitely gonna make that a for sure thing. And then, you know, these months, I could do these every day. I ain't gonna lie to you. I could do these Zooms in the morning, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. every morning.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I think that would help me out too, actually. Like waking up, hitting these charts with you, marking up everything, like we talk about it, and keep it pushing, because I just started this like 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
like
wow.
Literally, like I'm new to the game, like new. So like literally 2 weeks straight, like I just been like absorbing all the information, like doing my own, you know, research on baby pets in different chats, just trying to learn the game. So this will really like take my, you know, training level to the next, you know, step.
Hell yeah.
You know, doing this with you.
Hell
I'm just trying to absorb it all.
That's good. That's very good. That's lit, y'all. So, I mean, if y'all ain't got no more questions, this is great. Hope y'all have a good day. Shit, hit me in the chat. I'll throw these in the chat later. But I'm gonna start getting dressed for work.
Okay, thank you.
No problem, y'all.
Y'all have a good one.
You too, y'all. Be safe.
All right, take care.
All right.